hi, yeah, could you pick me up in about 4 minutes? I'm at launch. Okay, yeah, okay, bye. See ya, yeah, see ya. Bye. Bye. Greetings, survivors and friends, SHADOWFRAX here with your weekly Rust pick-me-up, and with less than a week to go until the next forced wipe, here's a roundup of what you'll definitely be able to expect and what else is in the works. But first, if you value keeping up to date and generally entertained, then please sub to the channel, ring the notification bell of mystery, and leave a like if you'd be so kind. Also, follow me on Twitch, where I stream things. Ta! Right, so this week we've been hit with a new taxi module for cars, in case you fancied being a noober driver. One of these will cost you 125 wood, 175 frags and 5 HQ to craft at a level 2 workbench, and there are 125 scrap to research. Now with one of these you can pick up passengers in return for your palm being greased with, well, whatever your needs are really. There's reinforced glass between passengers and driver, and not so reinforced glass between passengers and the outside world. There's no meter, so you'll have to sort out fares and tips yourself, preferably up front, and that's what the drop box is for. But for any transactional disagreements, there's also a handy kick button, which can be slapped at the driver's discretion. An ejector seat would have been more fun, I think, but hey-ho. There were also a lot of changes to car costs this week on staging, probably to incentivize you to actually use them. Modules should now be cheaper to craft, Tier 3 engine components are researchable and craftable, plus no longer require high qual, and components are generally cheaper to buy. Car lifts are also less expensive and only use 5 power, and there's now a new dedicated loot container for car parts, which should be very obvious when you see it. Taxi modules do of course neatly slot into the game with the new phones I showed you recently, and these can be currently crafted for 50 wood, 100 frags and 1 tech trash at a level 1 workbench and researched for 75 scrap. Further to previous details, they now have a pass-through too, which is activated when the phone rings or is in an active call, which does give them an extra usefulness. You'll also now find public phones dotted around the map next to roads and at selected monuments, just in case you have the urge to stand perfectly still in the open somewhere. Another couple of big new things on staging this week, and therefore to be expected on the release branch next week, are stables. 2 of these should spawn on a default-sized map. You'll only find them in Tier 0 and Tier 1 temperate areas, and they're both safe zones, and these should become your one-stop shop for all your horsey needs. You should know the drill by now, just think boat shops but with hooves. There are 2 different types, the large barn and the ranch, but really they're pretty much the same. Purchasable equestrian goods have all moved here now, such as road sign, horse armour and high quality shoes, and you can also buy a saddle, which will allow you to pick any one of the potentially 6 random horses housed in the stables. Not a single whiff or mention of pies though, which is frankly very disappointing. Now I did speculate that these could mean that horses would start hiding completely behind a scrap wall, but it seems that is not the case. The team have decided to instead just reduce horse spawns in the wild, so you'll still find the odd one, and not only but also a small amount of boats will start to once again spawn procedurally. But of course, this is all subject to change. Talking of which, some other changes of note. Lit torches will now burn slower, so they should last all the way through the cold, dark, impenetrable night. Road signs can now be destroyed by driving into them with enough oomph, and will still yield the usual components. Skull spikes with candles now properly work at night, huzzah, and for the southpaws amongst you who just yearn to break the sinister shackles of the right-handed world, a special convar, graphics.vm_horizontal_flip, which when set to 1 will put things in your left hand instead, at least from your viewpoint. Happy now? In works in progress. The tech tree system still being tinkered with in a back room somewhere by Helk, so not much more to say about that yet. Same goes for the Happis rescue attempt really, and HDRP backporting's doing well with lots of art assets being moved over on a separate branch that hopefully I'll be able to show you soon. Here's my ride. Let me know what you thought of this week's new stuff down below. Leave me a like if you appreciated the vid, and sub to me for more of the same. Come and see me stream on Twitch. Stay up to date with my content on Twitter, Facebook, Discord, and my Steam group, and consider becoming a patron like these amazing fellows on the right. I shall catch you all soon, but in the meantime, keep calm and stay rusty. Cheerio.